everybody, what's up? What's the crack? Today we're in wild nature. I'm going to talk to you about vulnerability and why being vulnerable is your greatest gift and how through vulnerability you can reclaim your full personal power. Before we do that, we're going to get together and do some breathing first. So enjoying the beauty of nature today, and when you tune into nature you become aware there's so much wisdom. I tend to think of it as the nature net when you tune into the plant kingdom and nature. So why is it that vulnerability is our greatest gift? Let's look at it in some detail. So my assertion is that being vulnerable enables you to tap into your full personal power. And this is how it's possible. First thing that happens when you're vulnerable is you open yourself up to other people. That means you're taking a risk, because there's always a possibility someone might not like who you are, the way you're being. That's a risk element. It's definitely an edge to being vulnerable. The second thing is that by making that choice to be open to other people, you're then sharing yourself with others. And in the bigger picture, you're sharing yourself with the world. That's what you're doing. It's a big thing to do. And as you do that, as you start to reveal things about yourself, what that does is anyone who's remotely receptive to what you're saying, it catalyzes them opening themselves up too. And that means they can experience the gift of being vulnerable as well. So your benefit starts to benefit somebody else too. And here's number 4, really big one. When you're being vulnerable, you're being honest. There's a huge personal power you access whenever you're being honest. Honestly speaking your truth in that moment, your feelings right now. It may change in 5 seconds time. Doesn't matter. You're being honest, you're being true to yourself. The next one, number 5, you're leaving behind the illusion of the rational mind and you're stepping into the fact that love is all there is. Because you've heard it said before, infinite love is the only truth, everything else is illusion. Infinite love is the only truth, everything else is illusion. Thank you, David Icke, for giving us. Infinite love is the only truth, everything else is illusion. And this brings us down to 6. Because you're open, because you're honest, because you're being true to yourself, because you're in a space of love, this automatically means you reclaim your innocence. And your innocence is your inner sense, the sense of who you are inside. And automatically my hand goes to my heart, because this is where we speak from when we're being vulnerable, we're being honest, we're being innocent. And finally, in the films that follow, what I'm going to be doing is showing you more and more of my vulnerability. And so I'm going to take you through some of the films I'm going to be making. Film number 1, why being dumped is simply the best. There's something about when you get dumped from a relationship, you access enormous personal power, but it doesn't feel like it at first. It feels like exactly the opposite. The initial reaction to being dumped is, oh my God, oh dear, oh horror, oh the person doesn't like me, doesn't love me. At first, it's a really upsetting and challenging experience. In my film, Being Dumped is the Best, I'm going to take you through exactly what you can do to take yourself on a journey with that process, where you actually end up feeling so much love for yourself and gratitude for yourself. That's film number 1. Film number 2 is called When Someone You Love Dies. Now, at some point, this is going to happen to you in your life. You're going to have an attachment to a person, to feel a strong sense of love, and at some point, they're going to pass on. They're going to pass into spirit. They're going to leave behind their physical body. So actually, be really honest, I don't make use of the term death. I talk about passing on or letting go of the body. That's really what happens. So we're going to have a deep exploration to discover why, when that person passes on, they're giving you a huge gift, if only you have the wisdom to grasp hold of that. I've had my wife, my dad, and my sister, younger than me. Each one was a huge gift. That's what that film's going to be all about. Film number 3, Alkaline plant-based diet, and how that causes you to lose weight if you need to, gets you in tune with your true inner sense, your essence, your innocence, and causes you to become healthier and healthier. And any diseases just drop away. Diseases cannot tolerate an alkaline plant-based diet. They wither away and back comes the health. We'll do in a lot of detail about that. That was film number 3. Film number 4, being on your own. Being on your own is one of the most misunderstood states of existence, and a lot of people, and especially my mum throughout her life, was always frightened of being alone. And the fear of being alone is what now? And the what now is what happens. You start to connect to your inner sense of who you are. This is how we become innocent, is by becoming tuned in to the power of being on your own. That was film number 5. Film number 6, we're going to look at breathing practices and how these can really bring about an awakening in your psychic abilities. That's going to be so cool when we get into that. Film number 7, and I really go deeply into my vulnerability with this one and share with incredibly great honesty how plant medicines can heal us, or to be more accurately put, how plant medicines help us to heal ourselves. I'll be looking at 3 amazing, extraordinary plant medicines. I'll be looking at the Amazonian plant medicines that some people call ayahuasca. I'll be looking at the plant medicine which is called wachuma, which I call the white. The Amazonian plant medicine I call the brown. And then the third one is called the green medicine. So I'll be looking at these 3 medicines and how they help us to heal in great detail. Film number 8 is going to be what happens to you if you drink 2 pints of water when you wake up before you have breakfast. You'll be astounded at what happens to you when you do that. Film number 9, what happens, and all the good reasons for why taking time out to be in wild nature is one of the most powerful things you can do to reconnect yourself with your source. Because we all come from the mother, and to her do we return. That's Mother Nature I'm talking about. Film number 10. This is going to be a very personal one. It's going to be very challenging, because this one is how I teach you, how I show you how to dedicate your life to the furtherance of the great work. What that means, what the implications are, and why I suggest you start just with 1 day. In the beginning, I dedicate this day to the furtherance of the great work. That's how we're going to begin on that one. Film number 11. Being like a child is embracing your God or your goddess potential. That's you, a god or a goddess in the making, becoming more you, more powerful, more honest. And that's all through being a child. So we'll look at all the ways that there is magic in you being a child, being your child who you really are, reclaiming your innocence again. Film number 12. It's worth waiting for the right time to take the right action. And when the time is right, you will know it. And there are a number of keys I'm going to show you to tune in when you know the time is right to do something. So when I started making this film, about 15 minutes before I started making the film, it was the wrong time. It was not the right time, so I laid down and I looked at the sky and looked at the trees being in bud. And then when I was clear it was the right time, I started to make the film. I'll explain about that in great detail for you. Film number 13. Why breaking your routines brings you into your power. It's so easy to get into a routine about every aspect of life. Getting up at the same time, brushing your teeth at the same time, having your breakfast at the same time. As a shaman, I'm here to raise a red flag and say no. Let's break free from the routines and discover the magic and the possibility, which is literally infinite and endless, that arises when you break your routines. And there's flexibility. You can create new ones. You can create as many routines as you like, so long as at any moment you're willing to break them. That's what gives you the power there. Film number 14, Why I Love the Green. I'll say more about that in film number 14. Film number 15, Why Attachments Are So Healthy and Show that you are a person who knows how to love. There's a lot of new age bullshit around attachments at the moment. We're going to be challenging it, we're going to be nailing it. We're going to discover why it's your greatest gift to have attachments to places, like I have to this beautiful place, to things like I have to my iPad, like I have to my car, and then to people. That's going to be a really fun journey. Film number 16, Why Lying is a Form of Murder. That's right, every lie is a murder. When I first came across that statement in my 20s, I was shocked just like that. I was confronted. I've explained exactly what they mean when they say that and how that brings you back into your full personal power. And that is the first 15 films. We've got another 50 to come out as well. So I'm really looking forward to sharing all this information with you. And enjoy life, have fun, and get out inside into nature, and remember to breathe, just like we did in the film. Thank you very much.